And so if you're a guy and you are sick and you're fat and you're out of shape and you simply accept that you will live a life of mediocrity and average and being sick, you become a liability to the people who rely on you. Well, the message really is how to get your house in order. Because if you don't get your house in order, then when chaos strikes, when you find yourself on that X of the ambush, things are not going to be favorable for you. And so what we did is we decided to kind of break down what getting your house in order looks like. Getting my house in order isn't just about financials. Most people, when they hear getting your house in order, it's about, hey, make a lot of money, make some good investments, make sure that you're not in a financially dependent place where you have to beg and borrow. God forbid there's a crisis or something goes wrong. As men, we are the leaders of our family. As men, we are the leaders of our companies. As men, we are the leaders of our tribe. As men, we lead the people who count on us. And so if you're a guy and you are sick and you're fat and you're out of shape and you simply accept that you will live a life of mediocrity and average and being sick, you become a liability to the people who rely on you. If you are mentally screwed up in terms of you're finding yourself anxious, depressed, you're out of alignment and congruency with the man that you want to be, you are a liability to your family. You're a liability to your kids, to your spouse, to your work, to your company, to your friends, the tribe who look up to you as a role model.
Every human being almost runs like a software program in their mind, and they run these patterns of behavior, patterns of thoughts, patterns of words, patterns of performance. And most of these patterns run in our lives without us being conscious of them. And they steal from us our ability to be happier, to be more joyful, to produce at the highest levels, to engage with people the right way. And they create for us oftentimes in our life a disconnect between what our beliefs are and actually how we behave. We call that cognitive dissonance oftentimes, where we believe one thing, but we often behave differently. And that's because sometimes our patterns can even override our thoughts. And oftentimes in life, if we can just become conscious that we do have these patterns, we begin to evaluate them and be aware of them. We can identify them when they rear their head, and we can overcome them. We can create new patterns that serve us. We are our emotions. And so the first thing I'd ask you to do is to start to use the power of choice in your life. Yes, you get to choose your life. You get to choose how you feel, not other people. There's these illusions in life. We really can't control anything other than our own thoughts, our own behavior, our own patterns. We can't control what other people do, say, or think. And it's this illusion of control oftentimes that we can somehow manipulate other people or manipulate situations that cause us to fall into these patterns. But what we do have the power of in life is we have the power to choose.
So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in the brain. Each one of those memories are connected to people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy, they feel sad, they feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future.
And so I want you to understand, my friends, that the average man inspires no one, that you have higher standards and expectations, but you are being told by the opposition that it is toxic, that you should be okay with having the bare minimum, that you should be okay with being broke, you should be okay with just mediocrity. And when was that okay? I mean, fuck, Elon Musk built a rocket, put a Tesla in it, and sent the fucking thing up to Mars. Like, tell me that man's not purpose-driven. You are very closely related to Elon Musk. It's not like you're a fucking dolphin, you know. We're humans and we're men, just like him. And if he could do that, surely you and I could do something that's more purpose-driven than sitting in our mom and dad's fucking basement, playing video games, jacking off to OnlyFans, being broke and having Cheeto dust all up in your belly buttons, man. Come on. Come on. But that is how they want you to live. But now we can't blame them anymore, because once you have awakened, let me explain something to you, friends. Once you have awakened, once you have opened your eyes and you realize there is an opposition and that you are being suppressed, you now have the responsibility to do something about it. You can no longer be the victim and say, I am being suppressed by the opposition and therefore I'm a victim. You now go, aha, there's rules to this game. I'm going to figure out and win. I figured it out. Elon's have figured it out. Many other people have figured it out. And it's time for you to figure it out. And that starts with you deciding that you are going to embrace hardship, that you have greater potential, that you will always strive for personal excellence in life, that you will not be satisfied with the standards and expectations of average. The average man inspires no one. And when you accept embracing hardship, physically, mentally, emotionally, putting yourself through hardship, training hard, eating right, being disciplined, having life structure, eliminating negative thoughts and people from out of your life, knowing that there is no man on the white horse that's going to gallop in to save the day, that you are the man on the white horse and you're going to gallop in and save your own day. You are the hero in the story. They will not save you. They want you to work a minimum surviving job, a job that will let you just survive at the minimum level, to pay your taxes, to just get by, to be a cog in the wheel. And then they're hoping that you have bought into the fact that somewhere in the distant future, you will get just enough Social Security that you can afford a can of shitty dog food to eat out of every day while renting someone's little bedroom that they've converted from their garage. Fuck that. You are an apex predator. You are a leader. You're a fucking man who deserves a kingdom, but you've got to build it. You've heard that term, ignorance is bliss, right? You've heard that term, ignorance is bliss. And in a way, I believe it is, because people who don't realize that there's consciousness and then there's like the human animal, and that you are the observer through this human animal vehicle, the body. You are the observer. As consciousness, you are the observer through the windows, the eyes. You observe all of life. This is just a vehicle. Like when you climb into your car, you don't become the car. You are the driver of the car. You get to dictate where the car goes. The car is the body, right? Well, consciousness is the driver. But you think that you are actually this meat sack with bones and muscles and fat and connective tissue, and you're not. You are the observer, and you get to decide what the human animal does. You get to train the human animal. And when you do, that is then that you elevate to human being. And see, once you know this, you're like, oh shit. Because the human animal is impulsive, is instinctive, is selfish, is greedy, is reactive, is emotional. Human being, guess what? Human being is enlightened. Human being is stoic. Human being is not reactive. They respond to a situation. They don't react. They think about it. They process. They take a day or two off to really let things settle, and they respond in a way that ends any kind of conflict. When you react, you reactivate conflict. So I want you to understand that. And once you come to this understanding, you are no longer ignorant. It is no longer blissful to be ignorant, is it? You realize that, holy shit, I am the observer, and I can observe what this human animal is doing. Like, if all of a sudden you're craving food, consciousness is not craving food that's bad for you, like a fucking jelly donut with a scoop of peanut butter on it. That is a human animal craving food, because at the end of the day, you've had a long, stressful day, you're overwhelmed, your willpower is low, and the human animal is like, I need food. I need food that's sweet and fatty because it feels good, it'll release dopamines. Consciousness needs to go, whoa, human animal, shut the fuck up, drink 30 ounces of water, go find healthy food, and then I'll give you a healthy dessert.